In this video, we will be working with FontFace. FontFace is what you use if for whatever reason you don't want to use Google Fonts or Google Fonts is not an option for you because it just doesn't have the font that you want to use. Now, I did include information about using an image instead, but who wants to do that, right? Especially when you can use Google Fonts or FontFace. Now, the first thing you want to remember about using FontFace is that you are essentially making a font available for download or for use for your users. And in doing so, that might require a license. And that really just depends on the creator of that particular font that you're using. Some are free, but some require a license. Now, when it comes to licensing, there are two types. One is for printing, and then one is for web use. Just because you have the font on your computer for printing, it doesn't mean that you have the license to use it for your website. If you want to use a particular font, you could purchase an individual license for that font. But if you find yourself having to do that a lot, because this is what you do for a living, for example, then you might be better off using a service-based font face. I listed a couple of examples here. There's typekit.com, Curtis.com, and fontspring.com. These commercial services give users access to a wide range of fonts. You don't have to worry about individual licensing. They will take care of that for you. For our example, I want to use Confetti Stream, which you can find in the fonts folder. Right now, it's a TrueType font, but I need to convert that to a couple of different font formats so that web browsers like Google Chrome or Firefox can use that font to display my web page correctly. I want to use it for this H2 element in the gallery page. Right now, it's still using that bubbler font, but I want something different for that. I want to use Confetti Stream. To help us in using FontFace, let's go to fontsquirrel.com. Let me do that. There's fontsquirrel.com, and in the home page, look for generator. And then from there, you can upload the font that you want to convert to a couple of different formats. Click on Upload Fonts, and then look for that Confetti Stream.ttf file. Open that, and keep it at optimal, and then make sure you choose yes, the fonts I'm uploading are legally eligible for web embedding. Once it's ready, it will show a download your kit button that you can click on. And then from there, it will download a zip file containing what you will need for your website. Open that zip file that you downloaded from FontSquirrel. And inside you will find a .woff and a .woff2 file. Copy those two files into your fonts folder. That's what your web browsers will need in order to be able to display the font correctly. Also, there's a stylesheet.css file. Open that, and then copy all the code and paste that into your CSS. I'll just put this at the bottom. This is how you use the font face rule. It starts with the @ and then font dash face. And then you specify a font family. In this case, we're using Confetti Stream Regular. And then the SRC will give the different links for the two different types of font formats, and I'm not remembering right now what needs what, but Firefox requires a different type of font format. Google Chrome does, Safari, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, and so on. The cool thing is, since we use Font Squirrel, we don't have to worry about that. It just converted the TrueType font to these two types of fonts, and then it even provided a sample code for me. I just need to make sure that my web browser will be able to work with it. Just like images, when we added a background image in our previous lab, we have to be able to tell our web browser how to find this file, and we're going to use a relative link. This will be relative to where my style.css file is. Looking at how we have our page structured, inside the CSS folder, there is no confetti stream dash web font dot WOFF2 file or the other one. It has to go up one level. And then once it's up one level, then it needs to go into the fonts folder. And then from there, it can find those fonts. We need to adjust this URL value then. It needs to go up one level and then go into the fonts folder. And then there's that particular font format or font file. We'll do the same for the other URL. All right, so once you have your font face rule set up correctly, now we just need to copy the font family and then paste that into whatever selector we want this to apply to. In this example, I want to use it for the H2, so look for your H2 selector and add that font family there. Save your CSS file, and if you have your code set up correctly and then your files set up correctly to where you have the WOFF files inside the fonts folder, then when you refresh or when you go to your services page, your services H2 heading should now be using confetti. And that is how you use font face. In the next video, I have no idea what we're doing. I guess we'll figure it out together, right? See you in the next video.